Again, I hope you enjoyed learning about how hot air balloons work, and we're going to learn about some more today for our cause and effect, why things happen, and the results. So you need your book again, and we're going to start on page 350 today. 350. And your trifold. And you guys did a nice job on your discussion post. Some of you need to keep working on those capital letters and ending marks, okay? So before we start, we talk about the cause is happens first and the effect is the result. So right here, again, before we read our nonfiction, we look at our text features. There's our caption. The burner heats the air inside the envelope to inflate the balloon. Envelope? We're going to talk about that in a minute. And then over here, our heading is how hot air balloons work. And our caption is, at a balloon festival, many balloons take off at the same time and fill the sky with color. That is so pretty. Almost looks like a bunch of marbles. The parachute valve in the top of the balloon lets out hot air. Okay. So let's look at our trifold. Page 3, what causes a balloon to rise in the air? Multiple meaning words. Remember, words that have more than one meaning. And I'm going to stop here, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Okay. The science called physics helps us understand how hot air balloons rise in the sky. Physics is the science of how things move. Air all around you. Air is all around you. You can't see it, but you can feel it when the wind blows. Air also has weight. Hot air is light, cold air is heavy. That means that hot air rises up in the sky. Cold air sits closer to the ground. A hot air balloon works, there's our question. A hot air balloon works because the hot air trapped inside the balloon is lighter than the cold air outside. So the balloon rises in the sky. The hot air is trapped, okay? And because it's lighter, it floats up. Does that answer our question, right? Already, cool. The hot air is lighter than cold air. So, that's a cause and effect. So the result is that it rises up. What happens first? The hot air is lighter. The result is that the balloon rises up. Okay. Multiple meaning words. Envelope has more than one meaning. I bet you can think of one. Let's keep reading so we can find it. Okay, our next two pages, we look at our captions. Crowds wait for the big launch. The big crowd. Look at how big those balloons are. Remember, they're as tall as 16 people. And here we have a basket hangs below the balloon to hold the passengers. I'm pretty fun and I like to take some risks and living on the edge and stuff, but I don't think I would be able to handle a hot air balloon. I did go skydiving before, so I should be able to do it, but I don't know. Okay, 3 paragraphs here on this page, and our next box is multiple meaning words. The big balloon is called an envelope. Right away. Most envelopes are larger, so the big balloon is called an envelope. Most envelopes are larger at the top and narrow at the bottom, and they come in all colors. The envelope is made out of strong, light cloth called nylon. Just like paper envelope holds a letter, the balloon envelope holds the hot air. That's a comparison like we talked about yesterday, comparing the paper envelope to the balloon envelope. Pilots heat the air in the balloon with a burner. The burner sends out a huge flame into the envelope. When the balloon is full of hot air, it starts lifting off the ground. A basket hangs below the burner. The basket carries the pilot and the passengers. The basket is light, but strong enough to carry several people. Some baskets can carry up to 20 passengers at a time if the balloon is big enough to lift them. That's a lot of people in a basket under a hot air balloon. Scary. Okay, right away we found envelope, right? The big balloon is called an envelope. Okay. And the other meaning, remember, was the envelope of the paper envelope. Paper you seal things in. Okay, but you put it, and those aren't complete sentences. That's why I don't have periods or capitals. Okay. Now, I'm not going to finish this box. And this is why. Because there's only these 2 pages left to read of the story. You need to do more reading than that because you are more than halfway through 3rd grade. So you are going to finish reading this page, and that will give you the answer to this. Okay? So you're going to do that one on your own. Again, I don't want to read it to you because then you wouldn't have very much to read, and that your job is to be reading. So you're going to finish box 3. You're going to complete box 4. This is another multiple meaning word. I'm going to go ahead and cross it off. If you want to fill it out, you can. How does the wind cause a hot air balloon to fly? So that's on the next 2 pages. The word so tells you cause and effect. Why do pilots always check the weather? We can probably figure that out without reading it, but you still need to read it. And then box 5 is your discussion post. Fill in the timeline with the key events. So you're going to have to go back and find what happened in 1960 and write it here. Then you're going to have to go back and find this event and write the year. And then you'll have to find 1783 and write the event. Okay, so you're sequencing, you're putting them in order. Of course, this looks like it's going backwards. This is your discussion post, this one and this one. Okay, so on your discussion post, it's going to say 1960, and then you type in your complete sentence. You don't have to put the year in here. And then underneath it's going to say 1783, and you're going to type the event in a complete sentence. Okay? So you only have 3 pages to read. You do have some boxes to fill out, which is good because that means you're using your brain and you're thinking about the events. And then I included an optional craftivity today. You may have seen it already. And you can make your own hot air balloon if you want. And you could even decorate it with some facts that you learned on the bucket. And you can use some string to attach the hot air balloon to the basket. If you don't have string or yarn at home, you know what you could use? You could even use pencils on the back, tape them. You could even use your mom or dad's dental floss. Just make the long strings, okay? So that's something fun you can make with your facts. And again, focusing on that cause and effect, what happens first, and the result is your effect. Enjoy your hot air ballooning. Don't forget that discussion post of the 2 events on that last box.